And this is our first time doing FFA together. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's pretty insane. So we are going to jump into our player introductions. We have Danny on stage, and he's going to get them all seated and get this show started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Momocon, what's up? How's everybody doing? Momocon! All right. Obviously, I'm Danny Fathom. I'm just the guy. I'm CEO. But I'm not the most. Oh, hello? Hey, turn it up. Hello? Turn it up. Hello? Testing. 1, 2, 3. No? Oh? Hear me? Let's try that one more time. All right. Anyways, yeah. So we've made it here. 191. Oh. What? We cut out? We're good? All right. Oh, there we go. Now that's so much better. All right. Third time's the charm, right? Momocon! Okay, so I'll start over. 191 players, biggest Momocon we've ever had. Over 200 unique entrants. We hit our goal. And all of a sudden, only 12 players remain. People from all over the world travel to compete in this heavy-hitting competition. And I think without further ado, I think you guys want to see our... I said I want to see... You guys want...
This is ridiculous.
Finalists? Hello? Yes, you want to see our finalists? There we go. All right. Introducing first. Representing TV all the way from Alabama. This is his first rodeo. Give it up for Sinic! Okay, sorry. All right, and second, probably the sleeper of this competition, all the way from the United Kingdom, representing my team, the Bone Dry Dudes. Give it up for Chuba! Earlier you saw him with gdin, and now he's here to claim first place. Will we have a double champion? Right. Okay, there we go. Let's find out soon. Representing Arcadia, all the way from Canada, give it up for Arti! Our next opponent has also been here before. Got second, I believe, last year. Second? Yeah, third. You got third last year. 2024, hailing all the way from France. Give it up for Flowx! Lots of people tend to forget how insane this kid is. A lot of people. Just because he's not in Vegas anymore doesn't mean he's still not a threat in the state of Florida, in the United States, in the world. All the way from Florida, give it up for Sneak! Our next competitor is also a member of GV on the side of Sinic. Barely missed finals last year, he's here now. For Garchomp. This next opponent came out of nowhere, winning SNS 200. And now he is a worldwide threat. Don't sleep on this kid from Vegas. Give it up for Yezy! The last LAN he competed at was Catalyst 2025, and he emerged victorious. He is also a Nintendo World Champion. You may know him, but you sure as hell love him. All the way from New York, give it up for Luckyo! Well, you saw him early, winning the 2v2 earlier, and now you're gonna see him potentially win the free-for-all. We have 2 chances at a double champion here, but this time he's trying to hit out Arti, all the way from Canada, representing Arcadia. Give it up for gdin! I don't know where to start with this next competitor, but you know him, you love him. This is the main reason we're here today. All the way from Virginia, representing Sainsbury's. Give it up for Cynda! Our next competitor won the 2v2 Momocon finals last year, and here to make a statement today in the Momocon finals in singles, representing Arcadia. There's a lot of those, isn't there? All the way from Texas, give it up for Nick! Does this next man even need? As he puts his shades on, as he storms into this country from Canada, give it up for Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Momocon 2025 finalists. Obviously, we're cursed with a blowout, but let's see if we can get a good one here tonight, folks. Are you guys ready for finals? Beautiful casters, Rookie and Brat, take it away.
All right, guys, we're ready for some insane racing today. This is what it all comes down to. They've been prepping for 2 days for this, and we are finally here at finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's been exciting, the road to this point. We just saw JPGiviner get in through a tiebreaker, Cynda coming all the way back from way far down to have a shot to defend his title. I've seen people in the crowd praying over these last few semifinals.
I saw that too.
I've seen parents everywhere, just kind as all can be, watching me pop off like a lunatic and just forgiving me for being crazy.
Yes, and there's a lot on the line today. We need to talk about something we haven't touched on, I don't think at all yet, leading up to this point, and that's the prize pool.
Yeah.
Our prize pool is huge this year. We had a very large pot bonus added into it, bringing it up to just shy, just under $5,000 on the line here. That is the entire prize pool, but 50% of that is going to go to first place, just under $2,500. That's insane. Do you think Cynda's going to get that again?
It's kind of surreal to think about this all, but I mean, if there had to be a favorite, why not the guy that ran away with it last year? But
yeah.
We've got 11 other contestants today that sure would like to have a shot at it for themselves.
Oh yeah, not only is the prize pool on the line, guys, check this out. There's a really cool trophy that you can get as well. I do have to give myself some credit. I designed these trophies. I had some help with my 3D artist, Ori, and one of the fathers out here, actually, of Flurkin, he's a player that we saw in other matches. He printed it and he painted them. That shout out to Falcons for that as well. So we're really excited. There's some other trophies, plaques, medals for some of the other finalists too, but pretty cool thing to take home, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, and I guess getting back to the players and all of this, there's a lot of representation from outside the states. Only 7 American players, and
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of crazy to think about. I know Momocon's always wanted to see that, you know, representation from all over, and while there are a lot from just up north in Canada, there's a few from overseas too.
Yeah.
Talk about Flowx, who came here, got 3rd and 2nd last year in singles and doubles respectively. Only one other spot to get. And of course,
First place.
I've heard a lot of you know, people pronouncing his name differently. I've heard Ciovo, I heard it's Chovo. We're going with that from Danny himself, his teammate.
That is his teammate, so
But
we'll roll with that.
Big MVP in the last round. I'm not sure how many of you expected it, but Danny sure as heck wasn't surprised. So
He seems to know something that maybe some of us don't.
we will have to watch out, though, because I don't know if it's just my personal theory, but I've seen a lot of people running away with these semifinals rooms kind of be seemingly cursed in the finals. It'll be up to him and Sinic to see if that curse can be broken today.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, even just as a spectator, watching those 2 semifinals happen. I was one of those people that was praying. I saw some of my friends, and you know, we saw Cynda with his major comeback. He was not doing well at the first half of his semi, but he shot back
JPGiviner
up.
on the last race got the
JP
stage
Giviner.
rushed on him.
I know, and even Nick was giving me a little bit of a fright there as well.
Nick was right there with Cynda actually on that last race. I know we have the semifinals 2 recently in mind, but semifinals 1 was quite intense as well, and seemingly 10 people could have made it at the end with, you know, 5 through 10 right all next to each other.
Yes.
Only 2 could make it, and if it wasn't for a blue shell, and if it maybe Cynda and Nick both aren't here, and if it wasn't even for, I know JPG won it, but what even sent him to overtime was a last-second shot, getting 0-2B into 2nd place over Blaze at the very end.
That was insane.
There's been a lot of crazy things happening.
Yeah.
A lot of dreams broken and restored, all in a matter of 5 to 10 seconds. And I see a lot of time trialing going on right now, and that tells you enough.
You guys can't see this right now, but
Yeah.
a lot of the players on screen right now are
all on
stream.
different tracks. We have a lot of different ideas of what is going to be necessary, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to wonder if a lot of these players are going to be picking some of the same tracks that we have been seeing.
Yeah.
There's been some pretty consistent repeat tracks that have been appearing, but I'm seeing some interesting ones here. Like
Yeah,
I see someone time trialing Dragon Driftway, another one doing Thwomperoo.
I see Garchomp seems to be thinking that pinball might be making an appearance. Nick's brushing up on
Let's be
RR7
honest,
right now.
We have Arc and HD in the finals. Pinball is going to
that's
be picked.
more of an HG thing, but with Nick now, you never know. And
That's
you know,
what I'm saying.
that paid dividends for Nick in the semifinals right there. Coming
Yeah.
clutch at the very end. And yeah, interesting assortment of tracks. I see somebody else on Paris right now, perhaps practicing to counterpick Garchomp, who's practicing to counterpick maybe Nick. So
This sounds like it's like Mario Kartception going on.
Yeah.
They're trying to like get in the minds of other players and,
I mean,
and get
it's not-
prepared.
it is not every day where you play Mario Kart for this much on the line. So
Yeah.
I totally get it.
You know, even though they're about to hit another 12 races for these finals, some of these players have played back to back. You have to wonder if they're going to be a little tired, a little
It's the rest versus
exhausted.
Russ conversation.
There has to be some adrenaline bringing them into these final races, especially
Well-
some of them coming off of that semifinals too and going directly into this.
Think about JPG though, from his perspective, maybe he's hot right now.
Yeah,
on
you
fire.
think so? Yeah.
I mean, JPG, rough round for the most part, until it wasn't. Big finish on Mario Kart Stadium. I saw him with the shroom in hand. I was like, this is happening. This
Yeah.
might just happen right here and now.
Yeah, you were in the crowd. You were going a little crazy about that. You were like, he's in.
One of my favorite things to do is just on the last race, just on lap 1, call the shot. I might have gotten lucky with Moonview Highway earlier when I saw Arcadia break into top 2, but it's like that track is a runner. They are top 2.
Yeah.
This could happen, and those are the little signs that you have to look for. And Mushroom in first on Mario Kart Stadium with some distance. Pretty interesting setup right there. And for a player like John, I think that he's definitely the type that might be willing to ride the wave.
Yeah. I feel like John is someone who
Pumps
is
himself
never
up.
well, and he's never short on energy and excitement. Like it doesn't matter where he is, he's bringing the just every part of him there. Like he's going crazy, he's going nuts, he's screaming, he's yelling, he's laughing, he's having a good time. So I think this is I think he'll be fine. I
think another thing to brush up on is just the Vegas representation. Again, guys, you are not going to avoid it.
Yeah.
Bobby not present right now, but guess who showed up? Not only is Snkz back from 2023 in the finals, but Yezy making first appearance out of land outside or out of state.
Yeah.
And I could see Yezy making some noise as well.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, does Saturday Night Speedway, do they still do weekly or did they drop down to monthly?
I think you're the bigger Saturday Night Speedway watcher between us.
I
hop
they're
on occasion, but
I think they're less frequent now, but
well, I heard he won 200 also.
they are weekly now?
Yes.
Okay.
Shout out to Nye and Pidgey.
Thank you, Nye.
Immediate corrections on that one because they
I
are the
couldn't
locals and they know the
which
best.
one it was, but I mean, you have to think about those Vegas players have weekly practice going to LAN tournaments.
And I think
none of these players can say that.
Yeah, and I think that they've just improved also, like as more players have gotten in and like kind of adapted to the online scene as well. They've learned new things. It kind of works in both ways. I mean, I've seen them all grow over the years. I've seen Cynda become quite the accomplished LAN player himself, attending local occasionally in Virginia. That's less frequent, but I was watching him earlier and I was just like, he's just kind of comfortable now. I think that's something that probably wasn't a thing like 2 or 3 years ago. I know he made the finals back in 2023. Wasn't the best, but 2024 came back with a vengeance and won. And, you know, he was almost eliminated here, clutched it out. But, again, just my favorite tidbit of the week. He scored 161 points in the top 48. And, guys, I know that sounds like I know that just sounds like some kind of fun fact, but 161 is unbelievable. Like, yes, 130 is good, but, like, it is exponentially harder to climb to 140, then 150, and then 160. Like, think of it this way. I'm sorry to keep going on this, but
no, keep going.
Imagine you're just playing a Grand Prix. You get one terrible race where you just get hit a bunch, and you get, like, 11th. Your max score at that point is already, like, 167. That is like only a few points more than what he got.
What is the maximum?
That's one race, one bad race. That's all it takes.
What is the maximum points you can get if you got first every single time?
It's a 180, right?
180.
60 by 3.
You
right
do
there.
the math.
I'm going to give you some grace on that one because I don't think a 180's ever happened in a setting like this, nor will it ever, by the way. But 160 is about as good as you're going to get feasibly.
It has to be like a record. I'm just going to say it now. It has to be a record somewhere.
Yeah. Of course, we should probably talk about some of the other players, too, that we haven't got to. Luckyo, as I mentioned earlier on the 2v2 cast, did not end up winning, was a big part of that picture, but doesn't lose LAN tournaments very much from what I've seen. And one thing I would say about Luckyo is just amazing consistency. It almost feels like they are just always a factor in every tournament they're in. If I was a betting man, I'd say that Luckyo in the top 5 is a pretty good bet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Is there anybody else we haven't reached yet? Because
I do have a note from earlier rounds about Luckyo. He's the New York player, but he's been undefeated in LAN since 2023.
In FFA, at least.
In FFA.
Because 2v2 is a record that has fallen now.
Yes.
We're flipping through some pages. We got notes on
We've
everybody.
had so many notes.
I'm gonna trust her on that.
Here we go. There we go.
All the notes. Have we not talked about Arti yet?
I don't think so.
Like Arti and gdin, 2v2 champions, right? We brought them up from Canada earlier. gdin now residing in the U.S., but Canadian.
Yeah.
Like mentioned, we have Cynda going for the repeats. We have Nick going for both 2v2 and 1v1, but we also have gdin and Arti joining Nick on that journey. So a lot of potential for some multiple-time champions here, and I don't believe that's ever really happened unless you count that first year with Casper and Jax, where Casper won the FFA. But of course, that was a much smaller year than in 2025.
Yeah, compared to now. Wow, it's crazy to think it's been like 4 years now that we've been back.
I guess before we get into it, we can shout out some of our past champions, right? Casper hasn't been back, but would love to see you with Mario Kart World coming up. And for the record, this is kind of the big finale for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It really is. It's kind of bittersweet if you think about it.
It is, because I've heard so much throughout this weekend that everybody's like, this is it for them. This is like going to be it. It's going to be a break, a reset, and then World comes out. So I've described it before as the Mario Kart Super Bowl.
It kind of is.
It is kind of the end of the road here. And whoever wins this one, they got to make some claims that last for a while. But again, refreshing on some former champions, right? Vantalk's not here this year. Big winner in 2023.
Yeah. Did you see how he performed in the...
I did not. I've not had time to look at the
I believe I saw on
tournament
Twitter
overseas.
that his team got third. Believe it was third or fourth.
Still pretty good regardless how you put it. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
players over there too, but of course a lot over here as well. Also in 2023 on that doubles win, going back to Miles and Ty by 1 point. Miles, of course, joined us on commentary this year. Ty, not here right now, but was a factor in both tournaments and it's quite close in both. Of course, you have Cynda back from last year, winning Nick and Soldier. Shout out to them for the 2v2 win last year. And of course, gdin and Arti on the 2v2 tournament this year. And of course, if you want to extend that to the official Mario Kart inaugural 6v6, that's the Sky League, and this year's my team, of course, taking the big victory there with Firestone, Fallen, Jinja, Yezy, who's up here, Snkz, who's up here, and Brandon as well.
Some of my players are up there too right now, and you said that my team was the team that gave you the closest run in that 6v6.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared when Sky High Sunday was selected in the last race in like a very close match. I would have never heard the end of it from you.
Oh yeah, if that's what got it, I would have definitely rubbed it in.
Absolutely.
I can't not do it. I did pop off whenever Sky High Sunday was picked earlier. That was very exciting.
Yeah. So I guess we've talked about a decent amount of players here. Obviously, Garchomp and Sinic, another ones to bring up. I don't think we went into longer backstories on them, but from some interesting states, Alabama, Utah, not super common states that we see in the U.S. a ton. Of course, we have a few larger representation, I guess, Texas, Florida, New York, but we got some of the best from those states for sure right now, and of course Las Vegas, as mentioned too, and DMV as well, Cynda representing Virginia.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just love how diverse our groups are. We have so many people coming from so many different places, in the states, out of the states, but we're about to see them put it all on the line right now. We're about to get started.
Yep, and I'm excited. Let's hope for a nice close match with something crazy happening on race 12.
12 whole races. I'm seeing a lot of the same tracks being picked that has been coming up.
I mean, it's our own little Momocon culture in a sense. It's very different from the lounge. Seen a lot of TikTok Clock, Waluigi Stadium. Excite Bike's actually been making a comeback the last few rounds.
Been seeing a lot of Ribbon Road as well.
Yoshi, well, that's Arcadia.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island, Waluigi Pinball, there's usually one on the selection. And of course, DK Summit recently too.
I think this is the first Yoshi's Island I've seen as it gets picked.
No, I saw one earlier too.
You did?
Yeah, Garchomp. Apparently a very big fan.
It's a fun track. It's cute. It's fun. The little cloud at the end is a little difficult to hit unless if you know what you're doing, but I trust these people. They know what they're doing.
Also want to give a shout out to Moonview Highway, also on the screen that stamped
I
its
saw that too.
ticket into Momocon infamy. So starting off on Yoshi's Island.
All right, I want to hear it from the crowd. Are you guys excited? I want to try that again. One more time. That's what I'm talking about.
And with that, let's get into it. Fitting first track with all the Yoshis in the new meta.
It's so true. And then, of course, we have Sneaks on Villager.
Yeah, we got Nick on Birdo as well.
That's
Garchomp
true,
on
that's
Peach.
true.
Actually, I think we have 2 Birdos right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think it's
so.
Chovo.
Yeah, I think Chovo was on Birdo.
Speaking of which.
Correct. So who do we have here in first place already breaking away? I believe I saw... Oh, we're bagging. Just kidding. We have Luckyo in first.
Well, like I said, Luckyo is always going to be a factor.
Yeah.
It's just a guarantee at this point until it isn't, right?
Until I learn who the Yoshi colors are, it's going to be a bit of a mystery here on the mini-map.
Yeah, we didn't speak about Flowx a ton earlier, but like mentioned, all over the podium in years past, the first is still right there for the taking.
Yeah, he was close last year.
This is going to get confusing. Flowx using the Nick me up there, but Nick's also in the lobby.
We just have to look at the names and we'll be good. We'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sneaks has been pretty dangerous with his bombs lately. I've been watching him in the other semifinal, and I mean, he just opts to trail them. I think he's
Sneaks
trying to like.
Cold.
It's a scare tactic. It
Sneaks
absolutely
is so cold. He will do anything to take you out. And he'll let you know also, and it's always through the gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Very specifically.
Absolutely. So we're starting to see, if you look at the mini-map, there's a bit of a breakaway with top 5 and then bottom 7 over here.
Yeah, Yezy and Luckyo. Oh, Flowx at the back, I believe, unless that went beyond second, I didn't see. But multiple white Yoshis up here right now, and looking like...
And Luckyo's still in first, right?
Yeah, held it
he's
the
been
whole
holding
race
on.
right now.
And
And a
there's
bomb
another
goes back and hits Flowx, and Arti is on his way up. But guess what?
There's
Blue's
a blue
out.
shell. Yeah.
And Arti...
He doesn't have anything. It might get him over the gap unless he breaks. No, that was perfect timing.
And Arti is in prime position right here as long as he's able to get the cloud. Of course, we got the prisoner's dilemma, and guess who's on the way up?
Cynda. Oh my gosh.
So much faster. Arti misses the cloud. Who's going to get it?
Oh, he got bailed.
Cinda's off the track, but he's
okay.
down
He
low.
landed. He didn't fall off.
Is it okay, though, is the question.
I mean, it's better than falling off.
The pack is pretty far back in the back, so Arti going to get that win. Sneaks in third, hearing all the Yoshi's Island results. Cynda, not actually as bad as one would think.
Yeah, dropping down to from second to sixth place there.
For a second, I thought Cynda got hit in a spot that's like, oh, this is like a second to like 10th at like best kind of situation. But then you
especially landing on the bottom path too. That makes it a lot more difficult for sure.
Yeah, because it's like you're on the track, but it's like, yeah, that's like multiple seconds still that you're losing by not landing on the red.
For sure. Did you see JPGiviner got 11th?
Yeah.
Man, that's rough.
He was up there at the beginning, but again, that pack got just trapped in the back.
I mean, there was such a gap between like the top 5 and the rest of the players.
I mean, Cynda's got to be so thankful for like that distribution of players. I don't know exactly what happened to cause that up back, in the back, but definitely favorable for him to only lose 4 spots there, believe it or not.
Yeah, this is a really strong start for Arti and Luckyo, so even Snkz as well, getting 3rd place out of that.
And we weren't going to avoid it, but Waluigi Stadium is now
it was coming.
Up on the board. And Sinic, pretty good starting spot also. I know we talked about that kind of first place curse. I hope that I didn't plant any ideas because obviously you can't be thinking about that right now, but patterns are meant to be broken.
And very unusual to see Chovo in 12th place, so we'll see if they can rock it out here on race 2.
Yeah, I mean, Chovo did an excellent job to just MVP the semifinal round, but of course, finals is another step up from that too. So a lot of new players that perhaps they didn't see. Cynda's in here, like mentioned.
That's
Sinic, who MVP'd that room as well. There's a lot of new talent that came into this room, and that's not to say that there wasn't a lot in the last room, but if you get through to the finals, that says a lot about your capabilities as a player, for sure. So Yezy taking an early lead. Flowx is also up here. He was in second for most of the race before taking a brutal bomb in the face on lap 3.
Yeah, definitely. We have Arti. I want to see if he does something with this ring here. If he's going to try and take out JPG in 3rd place, or if he's going to opt to back it. But it is really good to hold on to just for protection, especially whenever you're in the mid pack. You can do a lot of damage with that.
If you're Arti, you're just wanting to have a shroom to go up with right now. I mean, if you're Arti, it's just like first place in the bag is already a great start. If you can just keep getting good races, I mean, you're golden.
Definitely. These shrooms are going to be really nice up here.
Yeah, there's some reds flying around right now. I'm worried about Yezy. Blue is out, and nobody wants to take it, but JPG having a horn, but it's going to be Yezy that takes it regardless, and JPG and Flowx are on the way up, and Sneaks of some shrooms, and JPG is set up beautifully right now, and that is a beauty horn if I've ever seen one right there. But guess what? He has people right on his tail still. Sneaks of a shroom is going to have to try to navigate by Flowx, who tries to back him, but is off target.
Yeah, he still has that horn in first. The odds of another blue coming up are going to be very unlikely since we just saw one.
Yeah, but Sneaks
he's
is having
going
to play around.
Use it. Yeah, I think he has to use that horn to avoid that red shell.
Yeah, and is Flow going to attack? Oh, the Ghost steals the red. I definitely would have attacked there with the spacing behind, but JPG looking to hold on. Can Flow hold on to second this race? Unlike last, Arti is still up here, the winner of the first race, and he's going for the hit and lands on Sneaks at the end. And takes 3rd, and that's going to be a big start for Arti. Luckyo, who got second in the first race, in the back right there, so it's an 8-point gap between first and second. And I know Arti and gdin won the last one, but it is Arti right now who's piling the points on. So
yeah, I think it was really smart. I'm taking a note here as I noticed Arti targeting Snkz a bit right there, going for that hit, because if you think about it, Arti's in first, Snkz is in 3rd. He's a contender. I know it's early.
It's not even just that.
It's early,
it's a relatively no risk to go for that at that spot, as long as you're not ricocheting off the wall, because there was enough distance behind him that it was just a free chance at hitting Snkz, and if not, you're fine. You get 4th.
And Flowx got third, correct?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Because he
live
got
to
hit
tell
out.
the tale.
Yes,
live
yes.
to tell the tale this time.
That could have been really bad because the red got his protection got ghosted, so he was defenseless. It could have gone a lot worse for him.
That was pretty fortunate for JPG at the end. You might not have seen, but Flo getting his red stolen made him go into defense mode right there.
Yeah.
Because Snkz had triple bananas, and I don't think that there's going to be much chaining at that last set behind Flo right there.
Yeah.
And there was going to be an opportunity to maybe steal that first and get the extra 30 points, but not meant to be for him right there.
We are on race number 3 at Madrid. I love this track.
I've only really seen Madrid once this weekend from
Really?
what I've seen. Yeah, not a ton, but
You're right. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen it a lot either.
it's quite popular from most people. A lot of people saying it's the best city track. A lot of diverse routes and interesting ideas like the museum and crowd, or not the crowd, but the stadium that has the different variations of the music. So
Yeah.
you can see that the last city track, but I think we're not really thinking about that right now. We're thinking about how do we manipulate the track
Yes, exactly.
to get what we want. And
Someone
this-
had to have picked it who felt comfortable running on it.
Yeah, and this track is a good runner, but it also has its own shenanigans. A lot of very big cuts, including one that's coming up right here. So if you're Chovo or Yezy, it's a big opportunity to maybe put your stamp on the race right here, and perhaps Cynda also, who I think that might have been. There's 2 Black Yoshis right
And
now.
Cynda needs a really good race. He's in 11th
It is
place right
Cynda.
now with 9 points. So if he can stay up here, this is exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah, and this also isn't like the last round where you can come back and just get 6 to move on to the next. Nope, this is first place or bust, as mentioned before.
Yeah,
So
that's so true.
be careful of your actions right now. Be comfortable to get second also, because that's how you're going to win, is avoiding those last places. And
He's set up really nicely too for second place. So
Yeah.
I knew he was going to do
absolutely.
it.
With the item set coming up, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I think I actually saw Chovo's
this
Birdo
is
spinning right
exactly.
there.
Oh, he's so smart for rolling for that. There's a major shortcut coming up here on the left. And he's going to be able to take it and still
Does he
have
take
protection.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he doesn't, just because
not.
there's enough space between second and third right now that I think there's no pressing need to use it. And if there is
Wow.
a blue shell,
Then
Cynda will be
he's-
able to take it over. So right now, Cynda and Garchomp kind of friendly with each other. Not really much of a reason to fight each other on this. And
I wasn't expecting that. The pack seems so tight.
yeah, but now that adds an interesting wrinkle to the top two, because Garchomp can't stop for a blue at this point. Not that there was a bunch of a gap. Already missing the box.
Yeah, this is not going to be good, especially in this
It's good.
final stretch here.
Good for us, though, as
Yeah.
people wanting a closer match.
Yeah, that's true, because he is kind of running away right now.
But guess what? We have a lead change, I believe. Garchomp now only in second. Don't know
Cynda's in
exactly who it
third.
is, but we'll be seeing in just a second. It is Flowx,
in
who got
first.
second the last race. This actually
Backing this fire.
This could propel
Garchomp.
Flowx into the lead after a bad race seemingly from Arti, who's in the back right now. Flo's putting himself right back in here. I think Cynda was still up there as well. No, getting hit all the way to 8th. And Flowx actually taking the lead by 2 points over Arti, with JPG right behind.
Oh yeah, definitely saw some insane gameplay there. I mean, that fire in first place, like you almost have to wonder how he got it up there, and then to back
It was after
it.
the shock. I don't know if they're...
Maybe he was in like a farther back in the standings.
Potentially
and
a ghost also.
yeah, that's possible.
So I know you want to talk about Flowx, right?
Yeah.
What would it mean? What would it mean for him to win a tournament like this overseas?
I think it would mean a lot to him. I mean, he's very talented at the game. He cares quite a bit about it. A lot of his friends and teammates are up on the stage up there. So even if he did win, I think all of his friends would be really happy for him.
And there's one other thing I want to say is there is a major tournament that happened this weekend in
Yeah.
France, and yet a French player, is joining us over here in the States. So that really should tell you all about how much he adores the community over here.
Yeah, he's a very dedicated player, very dedicated. We're on race number 4, and we're going to Koopa Cape, another track that we have seen quite a bit of.
Yeah, and this top 6 is looking quite close. Only 8 points between first and sixth, which was the gap between first and second last race. I'm sorry, Arti, I cursed you on potentially holding first, but last time I did it, you won the finals. So
Here we are.
we'll do it again.
Honestly, the points are, I mean, they're kind of close here in the mid-pack. Luckyo with 23, Snkz with 21, and then Chovo with 17. So
Nick has an opening right here. And you know what type of player Nick is, right? Super fast runner.
Oh, yeah.
He just needs to have that breakaway space right now. With 10 coins, he might be able to do just that, and Luckyo's focusing on spacing the back instead.
Yeah, I wonder if did he lose his banana, or is he trailing it? Because Yezy is right on him.
Yeah, I think this is a great decision by Luckyo to actually just let what's happening run its course up here, because he sees that there's a big gap between third and fourth right now. He's just going to be able to wait. If there's a blue, Nick can drop it. Maybe he can make
I think Nick has a horn in one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Luckyo, you just gotta wait to make your move right now. Try to roll for some shrooms eventually, and maybe you'll be the benefactor of a blue shell late in this race, especially if there's no shock. And Yezy,
Nick was peace playing there for a minute because he saw that Yezy had a shroom in second, but
Nick's
it's
afraid.
gone.
Nick's afraid of Yezy
Yeah,
right now.
there's
And the blue
shell.
Flowx is dodging with triple shrooms in hands right now also, and things are lining up perfectly for Flow right now.
Oh my gosh, wait, is that Garchomp at first?
Garchomp, I believe, is on Peach right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think the
no.
Daisy player is actually your boy, JPG.
JPGiviner, yes.
Who also is in
mixed up
third.
my princesses.
Absolutely. And Cynda on his way up here, too, with some good items in hand. Bit of a shakeup, but that ghost is really going to cost
so
Cynda.
sad.
But if there's a time to lose your item, it might actually be right there with some cuts on the way. JPG, big lead right now. Flow right behind, and they're both really high in the standings. The
And
question
he's
is,
in his star now.
where is
He held that
Arti
whole
also?
time. Arti, it looked like he was, he's in 5th place right now, Shrooms. That's a little scary because you don't know what's behind you.
Seems like everybody has
Just
mushrooms.
has shrooms, yeah.
Who
so
is
then
in the
he's pretty
pocket? Oh,
safe.
get it off this POV right now. Flow goes down at the edge, and JPG is going to take
on the
it.
waterfall, too. That didn't
Flow
he
only
still got
down to third,
though.
but it is actually going to be a tie for first because of that. Dual 41s right now coming up from JPGiviner and Flow. Luckyo still very much in this, and Arti, who showed off his rear view mirror quite a bit there, hanging on in third.
We've seen so much of the rear view spam in these like semifinals and finals.
I said I made a promise to her when I was sitting down, like if somebody rear view spams, I'm gonna say, get it off this perspective right now.
I'm sure it works for them.
We got 11. We got 11 others, guys. We don't have to watch this right now. It's not like your typical cast.
That's true. So this is what we're looking at right now with
Sometimes
the standings.
I will say, sometimes it does help the players, of course, right now. But again, you go over the standings. We're 1 GPN.
Yeah, we have a 2-way tie for 6th place right now with Snkz and Garchomp with 25 points. But Cynda and Chovo and Nick not too far behind. Cynda with 23, Chovo with 22, and Nick with 20.
Yeah.
Even some of our players in 11 and 12, Yezy and gdin, it's not entirely
27
out of the
points.
money. It's
27
not out of the money.
Well, to get in the money, you have to finish only in the top 8, remember. But I think everybody came here to win. And
Yes.
a 27-point gap is not insurmountable. I remember, I believe it was the semis. Both Arti and gdin are doubles champions. We're not in the top 6 until the very end, and Arti got 2 big races in a row and was just suddenly safe for the rest of the round. So that's all it takes is 2 wins, and you are back in this.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if
You want
you're-
to shoot for that top 8. Obviously, you want to be first, but
If you're good enough to make the finals of a tournament like this, you are good enough to win 2 races in a row against anybody.
yeah, I can agree with that. Absolutely.
One thing that I think is a really cool storyline right now is JPGiviner fighting for the gold as we speak right now. Obviously, JPG, a ton of fans out there,
Oh, yeah.
but there's been a lot of chatter. Is he as active as he used to be? Does he still have it in him? Clearly,
He does.
is able to get to the
I mean,
finals.
look
but
at him. He's in first right now. He came out of the tiebreaker. He's first overall.
And is he able to translate it into a victory at Momocon 2025? Perhaps against all odds even.
Yeah. We did see the JPGiviner take hit the brakes a little bit to let these 2 players up in front who have shrooms and horns. There it is.
And there might be a good reason for that too.
Correct, yes. So we'll see when that comes out and see who ends up. There it is.
He's
It's on
playing
the
it real
mini-map.
smart right now. And man, I hate to do this to Mario Kart, but I have to wonder, like, how would a Momocon victory affect JPGiviner's legacy? It'd be massive.
It would be huge.
Catalyst also, Catalyst was a smaller tournament than this. It was also a year back. But again, he's gonna have to finish right now. And guess what? Cynda,
In
never
second
count him
place.
out.
Yeah. Oh,
never,
no.
ever count this man out.
Oh, yeah. He's probably... Oh, Sinic was going
Rough
to
for
take the
Sinic.
cut there, but...
That actually created some space for Cynda right now. I know there's a boomerang, potential third throw, potentially on the way. I don't know if Cynda is really worried about chaining. He probably won't. He's pretty safe in that regard, but he is right on Garchomp's tail, but not going to get it. Cynda in second. A lot of her players. JPG falling all the way back to 11th. Flo also in 10th. Arti taking the lead again, and that was a great race for us and the crowd right now because this got a lot closer, everybody.
Yeah, that was the race that Yezy needed. Yezy was in, I believe, 11th overall, and now he's climbing his way back up.
I am seeing a lot of people in the 30s right now, a few people in the 40s, and nobody is above 45. Nobody in the teens anymore. I mean, there is probably double-digit people that can feasibly think, I got this with just a few more wins, and perhaps the curse of Momocon blowout victories in the FFA can be done.
Well, Arti is at 46,
My
so
bad.
he is over 45.
I thought 44 for a second. That was Flowx.
Yeah,
JPG right behind still.
Yeah.
Point stands, not the high 40s, closer to the middle of the 40s.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, mid-40s.
Thanks for the
mid-40s.
correction. I appreciate it.
You are A-okay.
There's nothing I hate more than inaccuracy.
Oh, I haven't seen this a lot. Twisted Mansion for our next race.
Yeah.
This one is an interesting track. If you can get a shroom, which a lot of these players, it's pretty common in the beginning of this race to get a shroom in the mid-pack because everybody's so close to each other. There's a cut at the beginning that they can take.
Nick is one of the biggest Twisted Mansion haters I know, but he is in prime position to do exactly what you just said right now.
I mean,
we'll
he's
have to see.
in like 6th place right now.
Imagine
so.
Twisted Mansion just at the last big Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament for him is the route to get into first and make this comeback because he is still very much within range to get it. And guess
he did
what?
Exactly what we said.
Exactly, according to plan right here.
Do you think he'll like Twisted Mansion a little bit more if he does well on it?
Well, here's the thing. He's a fast player on Twisted Mansion. He's really good at the strats. He just doesn't like it, but he's good at it. So we'll see if it works out for him here.
I can completely understand that. JPGiviner opting to slow down.
Luckyo's having none of that. He's like, nope, you're going down. I see that you're up in the standings right now.
Yep.
Don't get too cocky. We still got a second half to play right now, and Nick is just already gone.
Oh, yeah.
Like you mentioned.
We have to be careful, though, because of this cut. We could have any of these players go through this set and get a shroom and overtake that spot, or at least lessen the gap, which we do see Chovo in 3rd place with the shroom. We're going to see if he opts to take it.
That's
he
a
does,
great
along with
pull for Luckyo, by the way. Nick dropping the green back, but going to take the blue right after, and Luckyo now in first by
Did you see Nick had a bomb as well?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't drop that after he got blue.
That blue was very unfortunate, to be honest, for him, because, Snkz has one. Arti, I'm so sorry you're in first, but I'm kind of pumped. gdin on his way up right now, currently last in the standings, but as we know, very capable. Maybe this is the race that brings him back into the mix as well, but we also have JPG.
Oh, wow, this is a
Some
really
good
setup
polls
for
right now,
JPG
and we'll
right
see.
now. He's
I
going
think
to
it's
hold
time.
this through
I
that
agree.
set. Yep, I agree with that, too.
But
he's a smart player. He's going to go through this set, and then he's going to be sitting pretty for a minute.
And if he's able to potentially dodge on this last lap, we haven't seen a shock yet. If it's coming,
Forced into that
high
start
chance
because
of it
the
happening
fire.
right now. Is there going to be one? It doesn't appear to be because of the second set, but regardless, JPG in a great spot.
Yeah, and him opting to back at the beginning of that race actually worked out so well for him.
Well, if that UMT glider going to try to maintain some difference from distance between 3rd and 4th right there. A relatively peaceful ending up here, but in the back it might be a different question. A lot of stars out right now. And JPG awaiting the results, pumped up, seeing that Flowx and Arti got a rough race right there, but it is not him going into first because Luckyo with the extra boosted points from the first place, overtaking, and somebody not even in the top 3 is suddenly in first place.
Nick did end up getting 9th out of that. It's very sad to see.
Dang Twisted Mansion.
I've seen Nick tank so many blues between like the semis and even in like the 2v2s. Like he's just always up there, but then it's the consequences of being in first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I think he has an argument with Twisted Mansion because if it was another track that doesn't have a big shroom cut, there might have been there might have been enough distance to take that blue and back the bomb, as you mentioned.
Yeah, that bomb could have made a really big difference. At least kept some of those players at bay and not caught up.
Would have been different afterwards, I suppose, but we'll see. All right. Going into Music Park, an oldie but a goodie. Kind of crazy to think that this track has just been in the current game for almost 15 years now. I still remember when it came out, everybody saying this has got to be like one of the coolest looking new tracks with Mario Kart 7. I mean, you drive on the piano keys. Like come on, man. They got a metronome variant of the theme. They got, the vibraphone, the xylophones. Such a cool track. Such a cute little music note as well.
You do like to point out that the music note is very cute.
I love it.
It is cute. It is cute. I think this track is fun. There's a lot of, it's very runner heavy. There's a lot of tech on this track with the super bounces and saving a shroom for the end so that way you can take the cut. But you can even take a jump off of a lot of players just did it, jump off of those music notes and, or key notes, sorry, and take a little bit of a shortcut there.
Yeah. For a long time, this is one of Cynda's specialty tracks. One of the fastest players in the game on it, but I also know, as my experience with the 6v6 tournament, that Snkz is quite the fan of Music Park also, and he's up in first running it up, and fun comment about Snkz, but I remember after the 6 vs 6 tournament, I forget who, I apologize, I know you're in here, and remind me later. Somebody said, I underestimate land Snkz every time, and it burns me every time too. And no truer words could be spoken.
Well, I've talked to Sneak's dad quite a bit, and he says that there was a time where Sneak's, all he would do was time trial. That's all he would do. So you got to think, before the booster course pass and everything came out, you're stuck with the first 48 tracks. You're going to time trial these tracks quite a bit. So.
Yeah, and that blue explosion
it just
Sinic got a bunch.
Everyone.
And guess who's in a star high up right now? There is no shock that set, but JPG was on his way up.
Yeah.
Nick is now on his way up in a bill also. No shock yet, and the pack is getting closer. I saw somebody just popped a ghost right there. JPG in a good spot. He's going to have to watch out, seemingly on higher coins right now. And he's going to have to watch out, weave his way in. It looks like he does do that.
Oh,
barely.
Wow, that fire was so
close.
Oh,
my goodness. I don't think if you're John, you have to hit out first right now. Snkz, I'd probably be content to just win this race right now. The question is Luckyo back there, and is Snkz going to be able to outrun this blue shell? I don't think so, but can he get through the cup? And JPG takes a hit also!
Oh no, I don't think Snkz is going to make it either. Everybody's going to
I think he's going to be in first still, and Arti's on his way up too. Snkz does get the win.
Barely.
JPG up there too!
Just barely. Clutching it out. Good for Snkz.
Sinic not catching up, but keeping pace right now. We have double 63s up top. And Snkz sneaking up there as well. In third place, only 6 points behind.
Well, whoever you quoted, always
Don't
forget.
ever sleep on land Snkz. Do it at your own mercy.
Well, there he was, first place.
Well, we got behind top 3, Brat.
What do we have behind top 3? So Arti's in first place. Actually, there's a two-way tie for first place.
Yeah.
So we have 63 points for Arti and JPGiviner. Snkz got him up into 57 points, third overall from that first place on Music Park there. Luckyo in fourth with 56, only 1 point behind.
It's always a short-lived first place, it seems.
Yeah. Sinic in fifth place currently with 54 points. Flowx in sixth with 51. These are so close. I mean, just barely within each other. This is anybody's.
One of the hardest things to explain to new watchers of this game is that if you are winning, it doesn't even mean that you have the highest. It doesn't mean that you're more likely than not to be winning after the next race, because there's just so many people that can jump you at any given time, and we just keep seeing that over and over again. Whether that's Luckyo overtaking first from fourth place or dropping from first place back to fourth one race later.
I mean, even Cynda currently in 8th place right now with 44 points. He has one good race. He could jump all the way up to 4th or 5th right now.
I mean, he's only 19 down and there's 5 races. And if you get 75 and 5, you're almost certainly winning the tournament from that spot. Of course, that requires you to win 5 in a row, but you don't even have to do that technically. So many people are still in this game. I would not be surprised if our champion is outside the top 5 right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we are just over the halfway point, so we still have 6 more races to go with this one included. So
I think Sinic also is such a sleeper contender right now. He feels very under the radar, has not been in the top 3 really at all, but he keeps chaining these pretty solid races together.
Well, he's in 5th place.
He's surviving, and
yeah,
all he has to do is make that jump at the very end when nobody's expecting it and nobody's even locked in and focused on him.
Yeah,
we'll see if that happens.
He's taking that top path. Did you see that? I don't think that's very common that you see people go up there, maybe for the coins.
I think it's more common than you realize. At the highest of highs, Cynda's a player I know loves that path for the extra item and to keep safe as well. This is such a close pack up front. Snkz doesn't want to trail because there's so many people with mushrooms up here that can take a blue, but what good is it if everybody up here is just up here to begin with?
You can't be nice all the time.
Is
whenever you have a
Luckyo
pack
going
like
to do
this.
it is the question.
I don't know.
Is he going to try anything right
I
now?
don't-
Is he going to go for the, is he afraid because Nick has
If you're
boomerang or something?
Luckyo, you hold on to this. You hold on to this.
He might take cut. We'll see. It's
Good.
decision time right now because Snkz could pass him if he doesn't. Luckyo opting to go around right now. So many of our players near the top of the standings are up here.
rings? They just broke their rings on each other, Nick and Chovo. There were 3 rings.
Nick
in
went
play.
down right now. Snkz is in second, right behind first right now. It is Luckyo up there. Remember, we're talking, oh, and the blue
There's
is
the
out.
blue. Does he still have it? Does he still have this shroom?
Is Snkz about to take over
He
first?
still
He
had the
still
shroom.
does, and the
Yep.
patience is rewarded, as you mentioned.
There it is.
Double is
The
required right
bomb
here.
is gone, though. He had to have dropped it.
JPG is just popping off right now.
You said he's coming in hot.
I know, it's the momentum, but suddenly Snkz is out of the picture. It's just Flow. Oh, Flow. Oh my
Flow got
gosh.
second, yeah.
Backing a bunch right there. Flow going to get back into this, but I think Luckyo going to be taking first place back. No, it's a tie. And wow, 5 people within 10 points right now. And it's looking like we finally got lucky with our finals because there are a lot of people, knock on wood, of course, but we have a lot of people that look like contenders that could take it at the very end, and this is shaping up to be perhaps a memorable finale.
This is the first time that I can recall seeing first place tying this many races in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, Luckyo and JPGiviner was 71 points.
We saw the double 41s, the double 63s, now it's 71.
I've never seen anything
It's like half
it.
the races pretty much.
Well, I think as the years go on and Momocon has grown as much as it has, I mean, we hit 191 players this year compared to 144 last year.
Yeah.
It's going to bring in more competition, so it's just going to keep getting tougher and tougher. And you do start to see a lot of the players with similar points because the competition is that much more fierce.
Yeah. JPG is taking some deep breaths right now. He's like, man, I got a real shot to win this. I thought I might have been dead on that Mario Kart Stadium race where I literally had to get first to even have a chance to get here. But that win probability of the past doesn't matter anymore. JPG, you have as high of odds as anybody right now.
And we're taking a break from our 3 base game races, so we're going back to Booster Course Pass with pinball here. This is something that we've seen quite a bit. Honestly, we saw it coming.
Has a shroom in first already, opting to hold on to it, but JPG's pushing him wide a little bit. So many of our top contestants are up here right now. I see everybody but Flow. I wonder if Flow's right up here as well.
He's got to be nearby. This pack is so tight. It looks like he may be in 6th place right now.
JPG is the early lead. I love seeing a pack this tight because when you're navigating everybody else, it's easy to forget about the pinballs, Brat.
Yes, we'll see if it wins itself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, that was a really good
Oh,
try
and
from
lands
Luckyo.
it on JPG.
It does hit. It seemed like he had a lot of time to react to that.
Yeah, and a lot of damage right there. Luckyo coming out on top. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays this with a bunch of items in hand right now with the triples, but opting to back, and bomb is out in second now. I'm allowed to say it. Snkz better watch out. Snkz does not live through the bomb, and Luckyo now kind of in a state of advantage right now. Flow is up here also. He's going to have to use this soon, I feel like.
I was about to say, I'm surprised he wasn't, and honestly, with how close those green shells were.
But can he dodge is the question. We're going to find out in just a second.
There is a blue shell.
Yeah, that's going to be going for Chovo right now. Oh, the boot!
Wow.
Flow's alive, just barely.
The boot bailed him on so many tight items.
Luckyo is pulling into first.
Jump scare items right there.
I wonder if he realizes how close behind Flow is right now. Luckyo could be taking a commanding lead if nothing changes right now. That blue is pretty late. It would have to be at the end of lap 3.
This is a pretty long track, too, so you have to imagine there may be another blue that could come.
It's possible, but if you're Flow right now, you just got to find a way to survive and not be packed up by Chovo or even Cynda behind you with the bananas. So
yeah, all it takes is that.
Oh, and Chovo
I was
with
about
the
to
back.
say, all it takes is one tight nana and Flowx is out, and it happened.
This race could be absolutely massive for Luckyo. Could finally be the race that breaks this open for a single player. So many of the players right behind are really far behind in the standings. Chovo has reds. Will it break on the ball? No, it does not. Is Chovo going to go for it? He is going to go for
That
it.
is a scary, especially
He's not going to make it.
Lucky.
Chovo's going to get by. Cynda,
He's
maybe.
got first. He's
no.
still got second. He's still got second. Wow.
And wow, Chovo just blessed a lot of the players in this lobby with that red shell at the end, and JPG, Sneaks, and Flow getting 4, 5, 6, and perhaps we are hanging on to a close match after all with what looked like the race that was going to break things open for Luckyo, but Chovo says, nah, guys, the 3 points that could have made so much of a difference, y'all are saved. I got you. His clutch performance.
I'm so shocked that Chovo went for that. I'm not going to lie.
I'm so happy they did.
I'm glad that he did it, but
I'm so happy.
I didn't see him really looking behind him to see if there was maybe some other red shells that could have taken him out, because he could have easily lost that first place spot.
If you're pretty far behind, I mean, from our perspective, we're focusing on like 5 or 6 players right now. Everybody else, from their own perspective, is still in belief that they can win this tournament if they string enough first places together. And it can only start from Chovo's perspective if he takes that first place, or if they take this first place from Luckyo right then and there. And they were able to do that, and maybe it's an uphill climb, but there's only one way to potentially win, and it's to stack some first places together.
I mean, we're going into our last GP, so if there's any time to do it, you got to do it now.
Luckyo holding on to a 3-point lead. Sneaks 8 behind, Flow 13 behind, Arti 14 behind. Cynda now creeping into the top 6, but still has some work to do in these last 3.
Yeah, the remaining of the players are all in ties. So ties for 7th place with Garchomp and Sinic, ties for 9th place with Chovo and gdin, and ties for 11th place with Yezy and Nick.
Interesting observation there, I'm not going to lie.
Just all ties from the bottom half.
The thing is, if you are out of that top 5 range, you definitely are starting to feel like you are at the mercy of what happens between the top players in the standings right now. If you're Cynda, if Luckyo gets 25 more points, the door is closed for a repeat. That said, there are enough people that are close enough to Luckyo that they might be aggroing him. So if you're Cynda wanting to repeat this title, you have to just trust that people like JPG and Flowx are going to want to, have him getting a bad race for sure. And there's the red coming out from Nick right there, I believe.
Lucky he didn't opt to burn his shroom. He's playing that patient game right now, going for the coins.
I think there's no reason to force a front run right now if you're Luckyo.
No, especially with a track like this, whenever at the end there's a very crucial shortcut that can be quite game-changing, so might as well hold on to it, stay kind of in like the near mid-pack.
Yeah, Sneaks now up in second right now, laying the back
Nick
on Cynda right
backed,
there.
Yeah.
If he can get a shroom, that'd be really big for Sneaks. Cynda is going to have to watch out for this blue shell right now. JPG making sure he tried to get Luckyo right there. Is it going to cause any damage back there with Luckyo? It might have. Sneaks and JPG are top 2 right now. Never mind, Garchomp's here. Sorry, Garchomp. Where is Luckyo is the big question right now on everybody's mind. In last, and you gotta watch out. This set is really hard to chain at because of the floating balloons.
People can take your boxes from you, and it takes a while for them to reappear.
Garchomp's in a great spot. JPG holding the shroom. That's so crucial. He's got to watch out for that inside drift back.
Oh, this is
JPG
huge for JPG.
or
Look at
Flowx?
He's
both up here. Flowx coming up too. They gotta watch out the drift. There is a hornet blade to JPG. Get hit. I think he did. Flowx with the second, Sneaks third, JPG taking a few spots back, but Luckyo with 9th, and suddenly you have 4 players within 5 points.
That's insane.
Big race for Flowx right there, also for Sneaks. JPG was looking to take over first place, but it's going to have to wait due to that horn in 5th place at the end, and there are so many people, a third of the lobby, that have such a realistic shot to pull this out in the end.
Yeah, there was so much aggression at the end of that race.
Yes.
All of those players that were in the top spots that had to go around immediately trailed their items, anticipating all of those shroomers, and it got a little scary there for a minute, but it worked out for most of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like we are not going to be seeing any Momocon repeating champion, barring a miracle from Cynda or Arti right now, who are both on 70 points. Garchomp actually passing and getting into 5th place, which is interesting, but DK Summit, not a track that Garchomp's probably going to want to see.
No,
I don't know. Garchomp has some tracks that are bad for bikes that he is really good at, but 2 races left. This is a track that JPGiviner loves, which is notable right now. 1 point behind. Sneaks 2 points behind. We've seen Sneak do some damage right here also. And Flowx, a very fun perspective to watch as well. from time to time also. If you're Luckyo right now, you're still holding on to first, but like I mentioned, I would say this is definitely less than 50% odds to win, but you certainly have the best ones of the bunch.
All of them are within striking distance in that top 6 range, so
Yeah.
it is. I wouldn't be too comfortable if I were Luckyo right now.
We've got a big 4 right now, barring some kind of crazy comeback from Garchomp, Arti, or Cynda. But these are the perspectives. JPGiviner, Snkz, Flowx, and Luckyo. Who is going to be able to come out on top? This is a good running track. We know that shock is a big factor here because of the cannon also. The differences in strategies might be interesting, and it might be interesting to see how they space from each other because they're likely going to be targeting each other if they're nearby.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the track that JPGiviner got his winning tiebreaker on, yeah?
Yeah, and guess what? He's not running Chovo out right now because he sees the spacing on the map right now. He likes what he sees.
Yes. He's going to do a little bit of piece play here. Interesting.
You can tell he's TT'd this track, doing that Cannon X. That's just like
and
that.
especially with those coins. Look at him. He has 10 coins. You don't see that on this track very much.
JPG is in prime position to make a difference, and you can tell that he is comfortable on this track, but a shock comes in.
It was a smart shock to do it right before the
And guess what? Flowx has dodged, and he is the person that is the furthest back in our top 4, but perhaps he could be the one that pulls himself into first, and you get that 3-point boost right there. But him and JPGiviner, and guess what? There's a white Yoshi in first. Is that Luckyo? No, it's Yezy.
Wow,
with a
Yezy.
little bit of a tease right there, but good for us certainly. Luckyo and Snkz are both stuck in the back, so JPG could be having a massive race to increase his odds of winning, but if he's able to get anything done right now, he's definitely going to want to get Flowx out of here, who's being very pesky right now with all these streams, but Flow's going to have to watch out. Hope that JPG doesn't have a red. Flowx could potentially steal something, but another shock is in.
the same place.
Snkz has dodged that shock, and he has a star up here.
Oh
Snkz could be taking over first if we're not careful too. Where is Luckyo is the big question. Luckyo really far in the back right now. Snkz is coming up with the star. Snkz might be able to steal this first right here.
No,
not quite, but getting
quite
second
there.
as Snkz will be probably taking over first going into our final race. Where does John and Flowx end up? JPG in the back,
Wow.
Luckyo in the back, Flowx in the back. Snkz has a big lead.
Yeah, oh my God. That, I don't even know what to say right now. There was so much.
We were thinking it was JPG or Flow the whole time. The second shock, like we mentioned, due to that cannon set, so many. JPG loves DK Summit, obviously showed off his lines and great play there, but it's a double-edged sword of how that cannon set works, and we just saw Snkz make the comeback from 10th all the way to second and almost first at the very end, and he has a 5-point lead going into this last race. Might be able to take it with one solid result, but even still with a 5-point deficit, there's going to be 3 players that think we can beat you right here and now, and we're gunning after you. And if we can get you out of first, maybe I can win. But guess what? It's not just one person thinking that. It's 3.
It's 3 people.
Target on his back all of a sudden. Yeah. Often the winner of these tournaments aren't the person who are leading going into the last race, despite everything. What is the last track going to be? Trainbow.
Are you so serious?
And guess what? This is getting really scary for Snkz, because if there's one thing this community knows about Trainbow, it's that the players in the back have a pretty good shot at winning.
They have a big advantage because of the coins that they
start with.
And guess what?
Flowx, JPGiviner, and Luckyo all in the back to start this one out. It is coming down to 4 players. Flowx is going to need a lot of help for this to happen, but Luckyo and JPG could potentially steal right here. Flowx is going to need Snkz to get 11th or lower to have a shot, but JPG and Luckyo, perhaps a better one. So is Snkz going to be able to survive the beginning is a big question right here.
Oh, a lot of them missing boxes there, but we did see them do the
It's a land thing, it seems like.
Yeah, the smart steering strat there, but look at none of them with items, unless if they just burned their coins already.
Snkz getting that draft, and crucially 3 coins as well.
Yes.
So much is decided at this set right here. It's a single box, might be a coin pull.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. And he goes down to Cynda right now. JPG is up here. I think that might be Luckyo. Is he going to try to trail? He definitely wants Luckyo out of here. He's going to have to watch out. Can JPG land this trail on Luckyo? He's trying. Luckyo's doing everything in his power to get away from it right now. But he's
yeah.
got to worry about more than JPG. And JPGiviner is up here right now.
Did get ghosted. There's nothing behind him, though, so I think he's okay.
JPG is 7 points behind Snkz right now. Snkz with a decent result might be able to do something if JPG's not able to make a push forward. The question is the space between first and third going to cost him or not? He's probably going to have to go for it, but he has to watch behind him too.
Yeah, you have to be careful about
Where are Luckyo and Snkz? I don't see them anywhere right now. And no, the ghost is going to get him. This is really good for Snkz. Recovering with some quick and dodges. Snkz is his first. And Snkz is going to take Momocon 2025. A big comeback story. The dodge, it gets all odds on trade, Mo.
There it is, your Momocon 2025 FFA champion, Snkz. What is it that the player said?
Don't sleep on land, Snkz!
Oh my gosh, so many people coming up, giving him lots of love. They're so proud of him. There's
I see
his
my
dad.
Jeff, shout out to Jeff.
Good old Jeff there.
One of the best, best parents you could ask for when it comes to supporting hobbies and all this. Always here helping the staff work and everything. Everybody losing their mind for Snkz, and don't say it was the dodge either because he was in the best possible spot already.
I think it was calculated. It was definitely calculated.
It was all for the drama at the very end. The shock dodge to solidify it, and wow, what an ending. So many lead changes. We finally broken that Momocon curse of blowout finals that came down to the very last stretch right there.
This was such an exciting finals to cast.
And want to know one minute detail that might have gone unnoticed? Who had the ghost at the end that stole JPGiviner's defense?
That was Snkz.
It was Snkz.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my god. I'm so proud of everyone on that stage right now. Snkz deserves this. He's a hard worker when it comes to Mario Kart.
He's been grinding for so long.
He has. He has a lot of LAN experience. Honestly, I'm not shocked to see him take home this gold.
I will say also, it looked so much worse for JPGiviner at first with the boost stealing the defense right there. Because, it's like, where was Snkz? Was he in the back? Well, no, he wasn't. He was actually just in a ghost the whole time in a high spot. So even without the ghost, I imagine Snkz is probably still taking that tournament. We just couldn't see him on the minimap.
I think he still would have done well, honestly.
And that was a great display of resilience too, because that track was not a good pick for him right there.
No.
We mentioned it. I even went in. We hyped it up for the people in the back because there was very much a reason to, and he pulled through.
Yeah,
he did it.
There is a tie for 7th place with Sinic and Arti.
Yeah, there is another tie in 9th right there.
In 9th place as well,
also.
Chobo and gdin.
Sinic and Arti will probably have to decide whether or not they want to do a one-on-one or just split. I imagine it's probably a split given it's the lower end of the prize pool, but still in the money right there.
Yeah, we'll let them decide that.
Such a dramatic end. I hope we did not break the audio barriers there, but we very much might have. I was losing my voice at the end there.
I think we might have broke the audio, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all in good fun there. Cynda, our 2024 champion, getting 5th place out of that.
Yeah, I know Cynda was not a big part of the story in the end of this, but there were 5 people vying for it a lot of times that weren't him. So for him to come in and take a top 5 finish, I mean, still good stuff to Cynda, of course, as always. But Brat, I think there was something that you wanted to say also regarding the crowd before all the festivities are out. We just got so sidetracked with how hype it was.
It was too exciting. So before everyone leaves, we would love to do a big group picture. So we're going to have Pidgey on stage. Players do not go on stage.
We are not allowed to do that this year.
We are not allowed to do that. So players, stay in the crowd. We're going to have Pidgey up on stage, and he's going to take a picture kind of from like the top down, make sure we get everyone. He has a wide lens. He's going to get a great group shot of this. But again, this goes down in history.
Community event. It takes all of us, it takes all of you. Make sure you're there and be a part of history.
That is right. Well, congratulations to all of our finalists, and especially Snkz for his first place run, ending up with 112 points here at the end. But super proud of everyone. It's been so much fun. This is our first time casting FFA together, and I love it.
It was a banger. I was really sad we missed out on the 2v2 earlier. I just wish I could be on call for all of them, to be honest. Jacob Miles got a great call for Arti and gdin there. Great. I mean, what's really stood out about that 2v2 win also was that was done with pure skill. They ran, they playmaked.
Yeah.
Play made.
Yes.
Hard to say, but they really earned that win also, and I would argue that Snkz very much did the same here.
Yes.
And really only leading after races 11 and 12. And, you know, a lot of times things flip. It looked like it was potentially going to flip right there until it didn't.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
love that the shock dodge just made it so much more dramatic. We got to call it early. I love it
did.
when that happens.
Yeah, it
the
did.
walk-off. You don't always get one of those, so.
That's right.
Also really pumped that Jeff, Sneak's dad, helps a ton with the scene. Helped, you know, get rooms booked for the staff
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's going to have this moment to look back at forever with Snkz as well.
Yeah. So I just want to end out with a few shout outs and thank yous. Big thank you to our production team, Duo Studios, been working super hard behind the scenes, getting all of our POVs up, player names, switching just at the perfect times,
Yeah.
kind of like listening to the commands and really taking this out and bringing this to be some of the best Mario Kart production out there.
It is really difficult to, you know, start your casting career and get to this stage because you have so much leniency in what you're allowed to call out and ask for. And it's because we have 12 setups just positioned right in front of us for us to see at any time. And it's such a privilege to get to sit in this seat and be able to just on demand call for any setup just like that. So
Yeah.
Duo, shout out to you.
Shout out
and
to Duo.
I don't want to be this guy, but is 24 possible?
For World, we'll see. Big shout out to UGE for bringing us our Mario Kart USMK staff out here. Commentators, production, field team, side stream with Mangalore's setup as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Big shout outs there. Thank you to Momocon for having us. This is our 4th year. It's their 20th anniversary, and I'm so glad that we could be part of it.
And of course, thanks to all of you as well for joining us on this journey. We're glad that we can have exciting events like this and
Yes.
ones that really just have everybody up on their feet when it's all said and done too.
That is right. So big thanks to everyone. We're so happy to be here. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and close out, but I'm Princess Brat, and we have Rookie here.
And I think it's time for us to get ready to celebrate.
That is right. So we may be going to a short break, but then we'll come back with the prizes.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Test, test, test. There we go. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys all hear me? Yep. Okay, cool, cool. Yo, what an insane grand finals that was, eh? That was by far probably the most hype grand finals in LAN history. I think I speak on behalf of all of us. But we need to award these 12 players for their hard work and dedication. In 12th place, oh wait, I need to look. Oh, yeah, actually no, I can just look at it. In 12th place, Nick. Come on, man. It's okay, congrats. In 11th place, Yezy. Gets a little tangled up. All right. With a tie of 9th, you guys should rock, paper, scissors for that 10th place medal. Right now, do it. I'm not kidding. I don't know who to give it to. Yeah, let's do it. In 10th? So in 10th place, gdin. Congrats, bro. Hey, you got that 2v2 win? There you go. You are. Congrats, bro. Yep, you're welcome. In 9th place, Chovo. Congrats, bro. Oh, it's in my thumb. There you go. Get around your ears. We have already settled the 8th place, and it's Arti. In 7th place, winning the tiebreaker, Sinic. Huh? Yep. There you go. Congrats. In 6th place, Garchomp. In 5th place, Cynda. In 4th place, JPG. Hell of a handshake, brother. Hell yeah. Now I gotta find your fucking medal. Excellent work, excellent work. In 3rd place, Mr. Consistency, Flowx. Hell of a handshake, love that shit, love that shit. Alright. In 2nd place, give me a big round of applause for Luckyo. Now I got a lot of words to say about this 1st place winner, but I know somebody that will say it better than me. Come on up here, Jeff.
Hey, y'all know me. Y'all know me. I don't have anything to say. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, and I always have something to say. Hey, this kid's been playing since he was 9 years old. Literally bodied half the people in here at 10. And I don't know, look where he's come from now. Ain't that right, Greg? The little SNS kids, right? Look where they're at now. Yeah, congratulations to my boy. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm getting emotional.
With that being said, give it up for your FFA 2025 Momocon Grand Champion, Snkz! Here we go. Take this. None of this could have been done without any of you. This was probably my favorite Momocon of all time. I think this is the best ran Momocon of all time. I think everybody can agree to that. With that, picture, we're going to be taking a picture here, so everybody stick around soon. But before I do that, I'm going to be a little selfish for a second because I've loved running Momocon every year since unofficially 2022. But I'm working full time soon. I'm so sorry to say this is my last Momocon as a TO. I've appreciated every single moment of it. And none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for y'all. I want to thank my staff, Mega Yezy, Squishy, and Spicy. Round of applause for them. This all was so much easier thanks to them. And shout outs to the casters as well. Give it up for Brat and Rookie for an amazing casting finals. Jacob and Miles for casting the 2v2 finals. And Bubbles and FC Smiley for having the sexiest voices in MK ever. And obviously I got a big shout out to United Gaming Enterprises, Leo, supplying the setups. Give a round of applause for Leo. And most importantly, give a round of applause to yourself for making it out here and making this the best Momocon ever. With that being said, the only way I'll come back is if you guys don't take my knockout tour idea for Mario Kart Worlds, all right? So you better get it. I have an insane idea for it, but you'll see. All right, guys, thank you very much. We're gonna take a picture. There's too many of you for the stage, so everybody grab a seat in the crowd, and we're gonna get a picture from there, all right?